Hi, Atul. I hope you can hear me. So, welcome everybody. I hope you can hear me. If somebody can't hear me, please send me a message and I could try and increase the microphone settings. So, it's lovely to be in touch with you all of you all, albeit through this sort of somewhat one-way medium, but, I've seen at least some of you are coming online, and it's really nice to sort of feel this sense of contact with everybody. And I hope you are all, keeping safe and doing well. And what I had thought that we could do today was a Tonglen meditation. Some of you may have done this meditation many times, some of you may have not. So I'll just say a little bit about it before we start. Operationally, it is like a combination of the Metta Bhavana meditation and the Anapanasati meditation. So we will be generating, positive emotions towards beings, and in particular, the positive emotion of compassion. So we are going to try and develop compassion towards beings. And we will also do it in synchronicity with the breath. And so the way we are going to do it is that we would imagine the sufferings of beings as a thick black cloud of smoke around the beings. And we imagine that as we breathe in, we are breathing in all of that suffering. And as we breathe out whatever it is which would help these beings. So we can visualize the help that we are giving in the form of, traditionally in the form of light, in the form of silvery white light, like moonlight, that soft, beautiful light of moonlight which goes out and which soothes and helps beings. So we breathe in their suffering, which is black smoke, and which we visualize as black smoke, and we breathe out whatever it is that helps. We don't have to sort of analyze too much. We don't have to try and analyze exactly what their suffering is, nor do we have to name and analyze what it is that will help them. We just could imagine, visualize their suffering as this black smoke, breathe it in, and breathe out whatever it is that would help them in the form of this silvery moonlight. The one thing more which I'd like to say is that when we are doing this exercise, in the sense we are not doing this exercise, I mean, this conversion of their suffering into, the black smoke of their suffering going in and getting converted and coming out in the form of silvery white light is not actually being done by us as an ego identity. It's being certainly done by us, but it's not being done by the ego identity. It's being done by parts of us which are much stronger, much deeper, much more powerful than the ego identity. So if you try and do it with the ego identity, the ego identity maybe just gets overwhelmed completely, or the ego identity begins to feel that it's doing all these wonderful things and so on and so forth. And that's not the aim of this meditation. The aim of the meditation is actually to connect to the suffering of all beings and to respond naturally with compassion. And, and that's not a function of the ego identity. And so to sort of help that process, what would be good is that we try and connect to one of our ideals. And I will suggest the ideal of the Buddha Shakyamuni. So we connect to Shakyamuni. And it's through this connection with Shakyamuni that the meditation unfolds. And it is, in some sense, we could imagine it's the connection with Shakyamuni which is enabling the conversion of the suffering of people into into compassion, into whatever it is that helps, into acts which actually help people. Okay, so I hope that's clear. I'll just wait a moment in case there's any question that anybody wants to ask about it. And I'll just wait for a moment before proceeding. And, hello again, and welcome to the people who joined a couple of minutes ago. All right, so maybe we could get started, and I would like to start as we normally do by reciting the three Sharan and the Panchashil. I invite you to chant along with me if you would like to, and if your circumstances permit. But if that's not possible where you're sitting, maybe you could just follow the words. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami, dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Kamesu miccachara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Surameraya macca pamadatthana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I'll now say these same 5 precepts that we have just chanted in Pali. I'll say them in English in their positive form. You could repeat after me if you wish, and the place where you are permits it. With deeds of loving kindness, I purify my body. With open-handed generosity, I purify my body. With stillness, simplicity, and contentment, I purify my body. With truthful communication, I purify my speech. With mindfulness, clear and radiant, I purify my mind. So sit comfortably, adjusting your sitting so that the body is at ease, but the spine is erect, without any forcing, without any muscular push or pull anywhere. Just allowing a natural vertical posture for the trunk and a firm base to our sitting. We will now move our attention through different parts of the body. And as we bring our attention to a particular area, we allow any tensions over there to dissolve, any thoughts associated with that tension to float away, energy that is blocked in those thoughts and that tension to be released and to flow freely for the meditation. Starting with the crown of the head, relaxing the crown of the head, the top of the head, letting go of any tensions over there. The forehead skin smooth, the eyes, allowing the eyes to become soft, the eyeballs not pushing against the eyelids, the temple quiet, skin and flesh of the cheeks are relaxed, flowing down towards the ground. The nose, the ears, the mouth, the upper jaw, the roof of the mouth, the lower jaw, relaxing any tendency to clench the jaw, letting go of any holding over there, just allowing any thoughts associated with that to float away, relaxing the floor of the mouth, the throat. If it helps, as you breathe out, you could imagine that the out breath is flowing out slowly through the skin and flesh of the throat. And as it flows out from that region, the entire area relaxes. The mental chatter slows down and stops. Relaxing the back of the neck, the back of the head, the brain cells quiet, the brain receding, contracting a little, not pushing against the skull. Entire head and neck relaxed at ease, energy flowing freely. Moving now to the shoulders, shoulders relaxed, allowing the shoulder blades to descend slightly, letting go of any holding, any hunching, any tension over there. Relaxing the upper arms, the skin, the flesh, the muscles of the upper arms, the elbows, forearms, wrists, palms and fingers. Coming back to the trunk, moving down from the shoulders, the chest, letting go of any tensions in the chest. In the ribs, in the side chest, the armpit chest, the upper back, the muscles of the upper back, the muscles of the upper back relaxed at ease, the diaphragm, the stomach wall, the stomach muscles relaxed, letting go of any holding in the stomach. The lower back, muscles of the lower back, at ease, relaxed, energy flowing freely, not blocked anywhere. Relaxing the stomach, organs, all the internal organs, stomach itself, the intestines, the kidneys, the liver, moving now to the groin, the pelvic region, relaxing that entire area, the thighs, the flesh, the muscles of the thighs, thigh bones, the marrow in the bones, the knees, the kneecaps, the back of the knee, the shins, skin, flesh, muscles of the calves, the ankles, the heels, foot, the toes, the soles of the feet. So the entire body relaxed, at ease, no tension, no energy blocked anywhere, but instead the energy flowing freely, available for the meditation. Now just getting in touch with our experience at the current moment, whatever it may be. What are the sensations that we have? What are the emotions? What kind of mood we are in? There's no need to name or analyze it. Just turning towards them, having a kindly awareness of them. Whatever we are feeling right now, it's okay. Whatever our experience is, whatever the mood is, it doesn't matter. We turn towards it, we engage with it, we allow it to form the base on which we will build our meditation. Now bringing to mind the Buddha Shakyamuni, perhaps imagining him in our mind's eye, and remembering his kindness and his compassion when he died. His close companion Ananda is supposed to have wept, saying, "Alas, my teacher, who has been so kind to me, is no more." He wasn't praising the Buddha's wisdom or his cleverness or his ability in philosophy. What he was weeping about was the loss of his kind teacher. It was the kindness of the Buddha which had made the deepest impression on him. Could remember also how when there was a bhikkhu who was sick with dysentery, unable to move, covered in his own excrement, when none of the other bhikkhus would go near him, it was Buddha and Ananda who went and took care of him. We could remember also how the Buddha was always ready at all times and in all situations to help people understand the true cause of suffering, allowing them to see that as long as they saw the others as competitors, as threats, there would be fear and insecurity. But that if you could see the others as the same as yourself, if you could respond to all beings with kindness and compassion, that was the way to liberation, to the complete end of suffering. Even as he lay dying, the Buddha was giving this teaching. By remembering all the good qualities of the Buddha, we could encourage positive emotions in ourselves to grow, our desire to help people to grow. And perhaps we could imagine this positive emotion manifesting in our heart center, as a soft ball of silvery white light, arisen through our connection with the Buddha, through our resonance with his good qualities. And it is from this point, this heart center, connected with the good qualities of the Buddha, that we will allow the meditation to unfold. We will do the Tonglen for various beings, imagining their suffering as a thick, black, dark cloud of smoke. We breathe it into our heart center, into that ball of soft, silvery white light, where it is transformed into whatever it is which will help the suffering person. And we breathe that out. We breathe out that help in the form of soft, silvery light, enveloping the person, suffusing them completely, giving them whatever it is that they need in their situation. So we will start with ourselves at the end, in the future, at the end of this meditation, when we get up and move out into the world, that being who will get up, ourselves in the future, we will start there. So we imagine at the end of the session, the being arising in dependence on ourselves at this moment. Imagine that being getting up, walking out, and going out to do whatever it is that needs to be done at the end of the meditation. We allow ourselves to become aware of the difficulties that they may have, fears, frustrations, tensions, unhappiness. Whatever it is that is causing him or her suffering. We imagine it as a ball of dark, thick smoke. And as we breathe in, we allow it to flow into our heart center, where it's transformed into soft, silvery light of whatever it is that will help. It flows out into that being. If at any moment breathing in the thick, dark smoke seems overwhelming, just going back to our connection with the Buddha Shakyamuni, regenerating the positive emotion, warm, soft, silvery light in our heart center. and then going back. The more the suffering that is breathed in, the more the help and compassion that is breathed out, the more the capacity to convert suffering into compassion grows. It's an inexhaustible source. The more compassion and help you give, the more there is to give. Now bring to mind a good friend, perhaps a friend who is suffering a little bit during the lockdown, who's finding it difficult during this lockdown. We bring this friend to mind. Perhaps they're lonely, perhaps they're feeling isolated, or perhaps they're finding it difficult in their family, a lot of tensions, with everybody cooped in. Perhaps they're having other kinds of difficulties, getting food or whatever it is that they need, the basic necessities of life. Whatever it is, just allowing all their difficulties, all their sufferings to manifest as a thick black smoke around them, breathing it into the heart center with the in-breath, breathing out soft silvery light of whatever helps. Allowing this whole process to happen naturally. Black smoke going in, beautiful white light going out, with no willed effort on your part to convert one into the other. Just happens by itself. Now bringing to mind all the people around you. If you're living with other people in the house, bringing them all to mind, gradually including people who live around you, imagining all of their suffering as thick black smoke, which you breathe in and which comes out as soft silvery light. Breathing in all their frustrations, all their anger, all their tension, all their fear, all their anxiety. And breathing out whatever it is which will help. Now bringing to mind all the people, all beings affected by this lockdown, bringing to mind particularly all those people who are helping making sure that society continues to run, the farmers growing food, the farm workers and the transport people, shopkeepers, the medical people, policemen, aware of all the tensions, all the fears, all the anxieties that they would be having for themselves and their families, all the difficulties that they would be facing, allowing that to manifest as a thick black smoke. Breathe in, breathing out, soothing white light of whatever would help. All the sanitation workers working in such difficult conditions, perhaps with not enough equipment. All the people who've lost their livelihood, who may not be getting enough food to eat, whose families are in very difficult conditions, who may be far away from home. Breathing it all in, all the difficulty, all the fear, all the anxiety, all the suffering. Breathing out whatever it is that would help. And as this goes on, we could allow the Avalokiteshvara mantra to sound. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And then gradually, in your own time, bringing the meditation to an end. Okay, so if there's something somebody would like to say or ask or suggest, we have a few minutes. If you type it in, I could respond to it. All right. So if not, then maybe we could end this session. We'll end as usual with the Dhammapalan Gatha. And so again, if you'd like to join in and you're able to, please do so. Sabba papa sakaranam kusala upasampada sachita pariyodapanam etam buddhana sasanam Dhammam chare sucharitam natham ducharitam chare dhammachare sukham seti asmi loke paramicha natavata dhammadaro yavata bahubhasati yocha pampi sutvanam dhammam kayena pasati save dhammadaro hoti yo dhammam na pamajati Nati me saranamayam buddho me saranam varam itena satchavajena hotu me jayamangalam Nati me saranamayam dhammo me saranam varam Etena satchavajena hotu me jayamangalam Nati me saranamayam Sangho me saranam varam Etena satchavajena hotu me jayamangalam Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Okay. So I do see a question. So maybe I'll just respond quickly before we end. So Pradnya is asking about the meaning of Om Mani Padme Hum. So it is. There are many possible meanings of the mantra, but I'll just give you the most straightforward meaning. very briefly. Mani would be jewel. Padma is, of course, lotus. So literally the meaning is that the jewel is in the lotus. But what is the lotus and what is the jewel? And there are many interpretations. I'll just give you one. So one of them would be that the jewel is bodhicitta. It is the heart of compassion, the desire to help other people. And the Padma, the lotus, is samsara. It is this world itself. So it is the bodhicitta is manifesting in this world. As I said, there are many, many ways of interpreting this mantra. I've just given one possible interpretation. All right. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate all of you making the time for this, and and I once again hope you'll all stay healthy, stay happy, stay safe. Thank you.